Sharice Jones, CEO of Sassy Jones. I built this brand with three things: a relentless desire to help me feel undeniably confident, my minivan, and in my kitchen, now turned into a multi-million-dollar empire. Come behind the scenes and see how it is all done. Welcome to the Sassy Jones Show. Hey, okay, so look who I have here with me today. I'm so excited. Okay, so years ago, we did a video on what it's like working together. And if you don't know, this is the president of Sassy Jones, aka my husband. But let me tell you, as we both casually laugh, this ish ain't easy, right? And so what really inspired me to do a follow-up, this is really part 3. You can go back and watch the first 2. We've been working together for how long?
Three and a half years.
Yeah, 3.5 years. So we did one the first year. We did one, I don't know, but here go the sequel, right? So I was searching on YouTube one day about struggling with success, or people who have very humble beginnings like him and I.
Absolutely.
Very humble beginnings, but end up catapulting into success from very, very hard work. And for us, like, I definitely started the brand. You can watch a different video about like our beginnings, but this dude is the integrator, right? He is the integrator to my visionary. He's the string to my kite. So today I want to welcome my brilliant husband, Mr. Keon Jones. Okay, hey babe, I'm so happy to have you here. Okay, so I ain't gonna talk because they know about me. These folks want to know about you. So what's your story? Why did you even leave your job, and what was it like in your head for your wife at the time saying leave your 6-figure job and come play in some jewelry?
It's a good question. I think for me, the biggest thing was, I guess if you take a step back, I was at my corporate job and at that company for right at about 10 years. And it was easy, and I wouldn't use the word I became complacent, but it just became easy.
Yeah.
And so for me, it was like I worked from home. I had the flexibility, top performer, made really good money, was able to take care of the family. And in my mind, I made it. That's all I needed,
Yeah.
And so...
You knew what you were doing.
Correct.
That's a great feeling.
Yeah. And I'm a little bit more on the safe side. And so when she was like, hey, I want to start a business years ago, I was like, let's move some things around. Let me make sure I can do this by myself, because we would go from 2 incomes to 1. Then also not realizing that 1 income was also going to help support the business. I didn't know that part. Mm-hmm. That was,
Oh,
that happened later.
Okay. Yeah,
so, then it became a point where I was kind of in and out, so listening, participating, helping, not necessarily fully engaged. And I would say, I guess about 4.5 years ago. Mm-hmm. So she would ask me years ago, hey,
all the time.
Literally like, I need your help over here. I'm like, no, you're doing good. I was like, I can come on the weekends. And I literally would go on a Saturday and ship orders by myself, eat Thai food, ship orders by myself, help out. Yeah.
Right.
So finally one day there was a lot of things going around saying, hey, they're offering a buyout in the company for managers. Mm-hmm. It's volunteer. And so I came home and told her. She was like, okay, what's your excuse?
Yeah, because he's risk averse, completely risk averse. He does nothing that is scary at all. So after they offered him the buyout, I was like...
So I was nervous. Put the buyout, my request in, wasn't guaranteed, but something told me the wife wanted me over here, so it was going to happen. So I just prepared myself. They accepted the buyout. I packed my trunk up with everything, dropped it off at my previous, job, and walked through these doors and had to figure it out,
Because that buyout made it a little less risky for you.
It gave me some money in the bank,
yeah.
So I was like, all right, I got a little bit of time to figure out how this is going to work.
Yeah.
But also I realized, I would say probably 6 months in, there was no turning back. And so at that point, it was like, we just got to figure it out.
Yeah, what else are you going to do? So, like, that is a wonderful point. Because in this world of entrepreneurship, like, we're literally building a skyscraper with no blueprint. Like, a skyscraper that people are expected to live, eat, sleep on. And we're just figuring real time. I know this ish look like glamorous, but we are figuring this stuff out day by day. We're first generation We know no one that has done what we have done before.
No.
So now here's what I want to know, and probably what they want to know. What is it like, and what has it been like in our personal life? And we're going to go there. In our personal, as he smiles and cheeses, what is it like consuming, eating, breathing Sassy Jones your entire life? And what is it like working together?
Working together is a joy when it's a joy.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the one big thing with us is we're honest. So when we're like, we can't talk about business, we respect each other's space and say, okay, we're at the dinner table, we can't talk about business. Business is just off limits right now.
But somebody always still want to talk about it though.
Me. But when you add kids into it, it becomes even more difficult because it's like you're trying to juggle the kids in the evening. Her schedule is even more busier than mine. So it's like at dinner, I'm like, let me get my 2 questions in real quick. And so for me, it's like when I look at the time, there's not enough time in the day, especially with us working together and living together and being married and having kids and all of that. It's like you try to just get in any little question you can at any moment. Usually I try to catch her off guard. That's how I get my questions answered.
You did that shit yesterday.
Yeah, she can't be in front of me.
I am having a Sunday. Why are you asking me about an order? No, I don't what.
But I do it and walk away because I don't want to see her facial expression.
But you hit it and quit it. That's what you do, and I'm not here for that. Okay, but like we agreed that really early on. I think before when you first came on, it was super cool to be Sassy Jones all the time, right? Until it wasn't anymore. I'm like, even for me, I need relief. You know what I mean? Like I need a breath of fresh air, but this is still so new to him and we're passionate. So we want to talk about it, solution orient and improve continuously. So I get the passion, but boundaries are very important.
It's important, but like the truth is there's no right or wrong in this.
Mm-mm.
And I think that we're looking for answers, but we're actually writing this book on the way. Like we're figuring it out as we go. And so truth be told, it's like, there's no book or podcast that's going to tell me, hey, this is the right way to do it. Because every single household is different. And the way we grew the company, it has literally been just us. There's no one else outside of, our amazing staff, but there's no investors. There's no massive coach that's saying, hey, this is how you do it and here's the blueprint. So
no, it ain't 100% black owned. No investors, none of that. Never pitched. I don't even know how to do that. But turn it into a $20 million generating brand.
But honestly,
yearly.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, no, what you going to say?
No, I was going to say that the honest truth is we're still working on it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we will ever not be working on it.
Mm-mm. What is it? The brand? The evolution of us working together in this? I think, I don't think you ever arrive.
No.
I think it is a constant doing and practice of figuring out how to harmonize and work together and also build the brand even farther than we've built it.
Absolutely. And I think the biggest thing I've learned is we try to stay at each other's way.
Mm-hmm.
There's strength on my end, there's strength on her end. I do know when we can come together in a clear mind, it blows up in an amazing way, but just stay it out the way. That's the biggest thing. And when we're here, it's business.
Yes.
We don't even see each other.
So take these people behind it because they always see me, right? Okay. They always see me. They're like, what do those other people do there? They do a lot. Oh my God. I just come and do me because everything else has been done. But this dude, her? So tell them what do we owe the responsibility of Keon Jones?
For me, my biggest responsibility is, as much as it is yours, is revenue generation. Mm-hmm. It is overall operations, looking at it from the top. Mm-hmm. How the business is run, even hours to operation, even to policy changes, what's going on in the world, how it affects our company, what new companies have come in the area, how will it affect staffing. So I look at it from a high level down to looking at contracts. When is our contract up? When do we purchase a building? Do we need a box truck? Do we switch? How is it going with, for an example, like the Postal Service or UPS? Do we need to switch shipping carriers? So for me, I'm always in the news, and a lot of people don't realize that don't isolate yourself from business news because it can and will affect your business. So you have to be in it. So I'm always learning. So every day I'm just learning, and I make sure we have money in the bank. That's the big piece.
Okay, he says that at the end, and then casually says, "Oh, that's the big piece." This dude's so laid back, right? He strikes me like a Jay-Z. Like, he's so laid back, but when you get to talk to him, it's like, right? Okay, so you said something and you just let off. The big piece, the money in the bank, right? Mm-hmm. So you are obsessive. He is obsessive with finances. Mm-hmm. Can you just take us into the world of what your obsession looks like and what you do with payroll and, you know, and like, yes, he looking at me like, you want me to say, yes, I want you to say all of that. Tell the people.
So the biggest thing is what I do here is what we do personally. So mm-hmm. like my personal finance and having good credit, managing your money well, paying your bills on time. I was raised when it come to paying bills. My grandma's like, you sit on the bed. Back then it was checks. You lay all your bills out. You know you're getting paid today. You got to pay all your bills first, and then whatever you got left is all you have left. You don't pay your bills later. Mm-hmm. And so I implement the same thing that we used to. Now it's bill pay, but I implement the same thing here in the business. Mm-hmm. So when bills come in, I write them down in my book. Things are not paid early; they're paid on time.
And I argue with him to the death of me about we ought to be on terms with everybody. Everybody we have terms with the world. He don't believe in terms. When the bill come, he pay it.
Yeah, terms for me are good. It depends on what type of terms, because you got to think about it too. It's like certain things need terms, and certain things don't, because terms can create debt, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. So you don't want to have everything on the terms, and at the end of the month, you're like, oh, I did so well, and then 75% of your money is gone.
Already accounted for.
Correct. Mm-hmm. So it's like I focus everything on by the week. So every Monday, I'm looking at what we did previous week. Calculating everything down to the T. I'm looking at what's coming up. That also determines if I need to have a conversation with the marketing team, or we need to pivot and do something different to increase revenue to offset it based on our goal for the month. Mm-hmm. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, and then like he also does payroll, and we got like, I'm telling you, we could have had a person in here to do payroll. Like, oh, no. There's just some things, and listen, even though we have grown incredibly rapid, there are just some things that we still like our sticky fingers in. And for him,
it's payroll.
It's
money.
Yeah. And what's your track record with payroll? Because, let me just say this. Before him, when the payroll company that I was with kicked us out because I had bounced payroll. Okay, not us, me. Kicked me out because I had bounced payroll 3 times, I think, back in the day. And let me tell you what I would do. Listen, we had a little staff. I say, okay, they ain't gonna take this money out until then. I could go make it to then. I didn't make it, and then it just ended up bouncing. And I did that 3 times at ADP. I love you, ADP. We can work together maybe one day in the future. So I can make the money, but I am not this, right? Okay. So what's your track record?
100%.
Ain't nobody ever came in this office and said, I'm missing an hour.
Yeah. But I think for me, the biggest piece of that is you have to watch your money every single day. If you are not logging into your bank account, for me, 3 times a day, then you're not keeping track of your money. And I do that personally as well. Mm-hmm. I don't want no fraud. I don't want nothing coming out that shouldn't.
OCD, bro.
But money good though.
Money good.
You have to take it more serious. Like, and most of the time in most business communities, no one wants to talk about finances.
Especially in the black community.
Correct.
I'm just going to say it. We got white founders out here, saying their business valuation at this, and this, and this, and they just got an idea.
Correct.
Right? Ain't really made no money, but they got a valuation. What is that? Right? So, I mean, it's an important conversation to have, especially in our community.
Yes.
Let's not be afraid to talk about revenue. Let's not be afraid about how we managing our money, because this is how we're teaching the next generation.
Yeah, and I would say for definitely for me, it's like I'm big into asking questions. A lot of our business goes through American Express. I am always on the phone with American Express. I have an American Express rep. And truth be told, right now I'm working on changing our American Express business over to American Express corporate. Mm-hmm. And there's a big drastic difference, because typically when you start a business, a lot of it is weighed on your personal credit.
Personal guarantee.
And so you should always be working on and figuring out from these companies that you've did personal guarantee, what do you need to do in order to remove that?
Mm-hmm.
That should always be your goal in business, so your business can hold it. So building business credit is one thing, but getting to a point where, use an example. I called American Express. Hey, how can we get personal guarantee removed? How can we get the corporate? I'm waiting for an answer this week. I'm already in the process. I gave them all the documents. So it's a lot easier than you think, but they're not going to call you.
Yeah.
You have to call them because they're getting paid no matter what card you use. So
that's true. You just got to see about it.
Yeah.
You just got to go see about this stuff. So don't count yourself out. Just go check on it. So when I was searching for something like this on YouTube, I was like, okay, what is like the new money people doing other than balling out of control at the club with money guns, right? Like how do you responsibly manage this gift, this bounty that you have worked for? So let's talk about some of the things that we have done with this success. And let's start with the staff first.
Okay.
Because that's really important to us. Like any amount of success comes with a strong team.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about the staff first, and then we'll talk about personal.
Okay.
So what are you most proud of when it comes to the staff with our success?
I would say the biggest thing for me is there's no barriers. And for us, like, our staff is more like family. Everyone is if you cannot be comfortable here, you're not in the right space.
Mm-hmm.
We don't not try to make you comfortable. We are all already comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think the biggest thing for us is culture.
Yeah.
Here we're very loose. I went upstairs earlier. One of the employees had a tank top on, chilling in his office. and I'm happy. You know, at the end of the day, I'm like, you're relaxed.
Yeah.
You know, make it your home.
Yeah.
And so the biggest thing for us with staff is we give them the space, but we also give them what they need. Because if they're successful, we're successful, we're all successful. Mm-hmm. And so I think for us, the culture we've created where we just like to have fun. I think you've seen the Christmas party. Sharice was live. We all were not in our right mind, but things like that is important to me. But also one of my biggest things when I look at operations is I want everyone to be happy. Mm-hmm. So what can I do or what can I help you with, even if it's personal? Because I think also one of the important things is it's not all about work. Mm-hmm. And so figuring out from the people who serve you and the people who help you grow the company, what are some of your personal goals? What are some of the things that you want to achieve? I might have been through it and can help guide you, or even have a recommendation.
Let me go deeper. This dude has personally advised people through bankruptcy. This dude has personally advised people, employees, through home buying, through large purchases, car purchases. Mm-hmm. They call him when they got a flat tire outside the job, right? I need to use your AAA. Can I use it? Mm-hmm. Right? So that's just some of the things about the staff. Now, personally, what are some of the things that we've done with this success? Because, listen, we the ones that paid the cost. Still paying the most. We the ones with the price tag on the head. If all this go down, if a match come and burn this shit down to the ground, right? Ain't none of their name gonna be in the paper. Your name ain't gonna be in the paper. It's mine. Ain't on paper, right? Right? So we just want to make sure you made a good point of like really separating the personal from business. We want to make sure that our entire, like our soul and our everything that we are is not all Sassy Jones, that we are taking care of us well for legacy, right? So what are you proud of what we've done personally?
We've done a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Was it 2019 or 2020?
It depends on what you're about to say. Go back.
August of 2019. No, 2020. August of 2020. We paid off everything. Mm-hmm. We woke up one morning and we sit in front of the computer. We paid off the mortgage. We paid off a property I bought in Hampton Roads area.
My student loans.
That
I do not have a degree for.
Paid off all the cars. It was weird because when we got our direct deposit, I was like, shit, I don't have to pay nothing.
Mm-hmm. And my grandmother's house, the house that I grew up in.
We paid her grandma's house
and
off.
gave her deed.
We treated the family to some nice things. We started living. Mm-hmm. And I think at that moment is when we realized we don't do this just to do it. We do it to create a lifestyle. Mm-hmm. And that lifestyle is not about stuff that we don't need. It's just about being able to enjoy what we do, but benefit from it as well.
Yeah, responsibly, right? Because he's always in the news. So like when I'm like, yay, let's go buy a yacht! 3 yachts for everyone! You know, he's like, no. Right? And we're building a house.
We're building a house.
Yes, we're building our dream home.
There's so much.
This house that we were in was our dream home.
It was our dream home.
Yeah. So we're gonna keep it. We're big believers in not selling property.
Yep.
So we hold everything and we keep it for the next generation, because we gonna put my money in the grave. This next generation is gonna get this property and this IP.
Yep.
Because they watched it, so they should be able to go out and earn their own, right? But as for me, we live it. All right, so let's go deeper into mindset, right?
Okay.
Because both you and I, more so recently, have sort of like struggled with a little bit of what do I call it? Like the sky's gonna fall, and I think every entrepreneur feels this way, no matter like how successful you are, and there are no signs of present danger or future danger, and there are no signs that there's any craziness ahead. But still in your head, because nothing is guaranteed, you're always looking over your shoulder. I don't know if that will ever go away, but I have learned how to manage that better mentally.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me, and I'm speaking for myself, is I know how to talk myself out of something better than I know how to talk myself into it. And so there could be something I want, and this is today, the same thing. And I can find out every reason why to talk myself out of it. So I'm the type where it's like, I'm looking to make a large purchase, let's just say it's a vehicle. I will gravitate to the negative YouTube videos of 5 reasons why not to buy it, then for 5 reasons why to buy it.
Wow.
And people who love cars or people who are looking at cars,
He's a car.
Yeah, that's what I do. And so I've talked myself out of a lot of purchases just based on watching the negative videos. They seem to be more popular, but they're not.
And they ain't you, bro.
And so then I try to balance the two out, and I'm like, I really don't need it. Maybe I'll go to something different. But I do that in all areas of my life. So that's something I'm personally working on, that I can acknowledge that you don't know until you just do it. And I think that when things seem to happen easy, it's because it's meant for you to have it. And I think a lot of times especially for me, a lot of times we talk ourselves out of what we want, or we try to say we'll wait until this is here before we can get this, or wait till our birthday. You don't even know if you're going to make it till your birthday.
No, because tomorrow ain't promised.
Correct. So one of the things I learned where it's like, I won't use bad words, just go do the shit. You know what I mean? Like,
I use bad words.
Oh yeah, you're right. Just do it, And so for me, I am a work in progress still today, as we speak, learning how to live larger and not live the same mindset even with success.
Yeah, because you can't have the small mindset with a big life, right?
No.
Right, and really what that is poverty mindset, because we didn't, we had a wonderful lifestyle. Our parents were amazing. They did exactly what they could do, but no one talked about money. No one talked about credit.
No.
Definitely no one built a business of this size. So it can be a little rocky, but what I always know is success is certain, right? And so what I'll do is I'll fact check. I'll go through the Rolodex of times where I felt like this before, and look how that shit turned out. Look how that turned out. And it was fine. So that is my sort of barometer, which I use to keep pushing. Those feelings for me definitely are there. They are there, but I speak to them, right? I pray on them. I meditate past them and keep running. Let it all be there. All of it. But you keep running.
That was good.
I know, thank you.
I might run out of here.
I like to run around the church. Dude, this is amazing. Thank you so much for talking to the people and sharing a little bit about what you do, because this is a huge powerhouse behind this brand. So thank you so much. If you have any questions, post them below on the comment section. I want you to subscribe and tell us what you want to see in the future on the Sassy Jones Show. Until next time, y'all stay sassy. Can I Yes, everything. You did an amazing job. Thank
Thank you.
All right. Bye.